Hi everybody, we're going to be talking about x-rays today. So x-rays are a picture that is taken that goes down to your bones so that you can see the structure of your body. We're going to be talking about an x-ray of your hand and an x-ray of your foot. So I want you to think about the bones in your hand. The study of the skeletal structure is called anatomy. And the bones are the bottom layer. So how many bones do we have in each of our fingers? If you look at your index finger, it has 3 segments. There are 3 bones in each finger, including your thumb. So we're going to be looking at this kit. In your kit, you should have gotten a sheet that tells you what you need. So you'll have Q-tips in a bag with a piece of chalk in it. You'll have a piece of black construction paper. You might need to if you want to do it full. So find another piece if you have one. There's a label sheet that has the hand at the top and the labels for the foot at the bottom, and an instruction sheet that helps us label and know what to do with our picture. You also need glue. You should probably use Elmer's liquid because it'll stick much better than a glue stick. And you might need scissors. You'll need scissors to cut out the label, but the Q-tips kind of break off. I'm going to show you what I mean. So it's a mess to try and cut them. So you just kind of bend them one way and bend the other, and it comes right off. So to get a Q-tip, it's much easier to do it that way. I am going to suggest you get your things ready. So I cut out my labels, and I kept them both together. So I have my labels for my hand here and my labels for my foot here. We're going to talk a little bit about the bones in the arms and the bones in the legs, so that'll be the other ones. But I also got my Q-tips ready. So I need, if there are 3 parts to 3 bones in each finger, that's 3 times 5. So I'll need Q-tips for each of those bones. 3 times 5 equals 15. So you'll need 15 of these little tips, and you'll need to keep out 8 whole Q-tips for the bones, the longer bones in your legs, and the bones in your arm, and also the longer bones that lead up to your legs. So in your foot, the longer bones will need a whole Q-tip. So it's a good time to pause the video so that you can get your things ready, and then we'll work on one at a time. So let's start with the hand. So get 15 Q-tips, small Q-tips ready, plus the 2 longer ones. With the hand, I went ahead and I did put major bones. I cut out the label, the major bones of the hands at the top, and I also went ahead and traced my hand. My hand is of course much bigger than yours, so you can probably use a half a sheet, but I need a whole. So then the next thing we want to do is lay out our bones. So let's talk about the top bone at the very top. These are the phalanges. So I'm going to lay those out and label them. I think you can label them one at a time. You can do it each group at a time, or you can lay it all out, then glue it all down. I'm going to lay mine all out so that I know what I have to glue down. It'll just take 1 spot of glue for each one, but I want it all ready to go. So the middle bone, these are the metacarpals. So I'm going to put my label for that over here. And the bottom part of your bone, of your finger bones, are your carpals. That's why there's this thing called carpal tunnel. Let me put that down there. Is somebody missing a bone? Your ulna is the bone that comes down from your pinky. So make sure your label for your ulna is on, if you've done your left hand, which I did because it's easier to trace that, that's on your left side, and the radius comes down from your thumb. So there I've laid that all out, and then I'm going to glue it down. So the next thing we'll do is the foot. And again, let's start with a label at the top and then lay it all out. So I went ahead and for the foot, I laid it all out again. So you're going to have your 5 toes, and from each one, there are 2 more bones coming. So I cut these a little bit bigger because look how big your joint of your toe is. So, and then the bones, like I said before, on top of your foot are longer. So those are going to be whole Q-tips. And then for your heel at the back, I have like a half of a Q-tip. I want you to try while you're doing it. Think about trying to feel the fingers in your hands and your feet and figuring out which ones you're laying out. So the tips of the fingers and the tips of the toes are both phalanges. So I'm going to label these with you. These are my phalanges. Those middle ones, for the fingers, they're called metacarpals. For the toes, they're called metatarsals. That last thing that's kind of like your knuckles, those are called carpals, and the long bones leading on top of your foot are called tarsals. So they do sound so similar. The 2 bones in your calf are the tibula and the fibula. And the tibula is like your shin bone, the front, that's coming up the front of your leg. And your fibula will be leading from your heel, leading up from your heel. So that's about it. This is a little short lesson on anatomy, the study of the structure of the body. The bones are the bottom, and there are tendons that hook them together, and ligaments, and then there are muscles, and then there's our biggest organ, which is our skin that covers all of it. Here's a good example of what yours will look like, and of your foot. Have a great day.